Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to this, your February 1st through February 15th reading and predictions. For those of you who are new here, thank you so much for trusting and clicking on this video. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. Now, Aquarius, before we get started, first of all, for those of you who are new here, I do not edit my videos. What you see is what you get. When I consult with a psychic, a tarot reader, a counselor, anything along those lines, I expect authenticity. And so, therefore, that is what I put out into the world. What you see is what you get. Also, for everyone, please stick around all the way until the end. Oftentimes, we have questions that require just a simple yes or no. Am I on the right track? Yes or no? And so at the very end of this video, I will be pulling cards that will give you a yes or no answer. So prepare a question, whatever burning question you might have with regards to anything. And we'll pull some cards for yes or no. Now, Aquarius, the last reading that I did for you, covering the time frame from January 15th to January 31st, you were being asked to step up and step into the role of being a mentor. You were asked to let go of imposter syndrome. As a fellow Aquarius, yes, I'm an Aquarius as well, I can tell you imposter syndrome is real. And it took me a long time to begin to really trust myself. And yeah, we still have moments. So let's pull some cards. Let's see where you are at, Aquarius. And let's see if you have finally put that imposter syndrome to bed. And let's see if you are stepping into the role of being a mentor. We have the 10 of Pentacles coming out. I love it when that card comes out. Such a positive card. Okay. All right. So we do have two cards that have come out. The first card that came out for you, Aquarius, is the 10 of Pentacles, as I mentioned. And the 10 of Pentacles is a really positive card. Let's see whether we can get it to focus or not. Maybe. I don't know. Let's turn that down one. There we go. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. How about if we go like this? Kind of. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Let's get on with this. 10 of Pentacles is a really positive card. It's a card indicating I have made it to a very comfortable place in my life. If what you were dreaming of was, having the American dream and having the 2 kids and a dog and the white picket fence and the house and the job and all the rest of that stuff, this is a card indicating that you have already manifested that or you are on the verge of it. It's also a card of expressing gratitude for what you have and where you are at in your life. And it is also a card indicating that if you haven't quite achieved that yet and you're on the road or the path to achieving whatever your dream happens to be, whatever it looks like, make sure that you are also setting aside a little bit for the future. This can look like for the Americans, 401ks, for Canadians, RRSPs. I don't know, maybe for some of you it might be crypto. I don't know. I am not a certified financial advisor, so I'm not allowed to give you professional financial advice. What I am giving you is general common sense knowledge with regards to finances, and that is save for a rainy day. Put the money away where you feel comfortable, where you feel it's safe, whether that be, like I said, whether that's cryptocurrency, whether that's a 401k or an RSP, whatever makes you comfortable, whether it be sticking it under your mattress for that matter. Whatever makes you comfortable, make sure that you're saving for a rainy day, but also make sure that you're acknowledging the achievements and accomplishments that you have in your life right now. Even if you don't feel like you have fully achieved your dreams, and most of us seldom ever feel that way. I mean, maybe, when we reach our 80s, we might start to feel that way. But for the most part, most people are still driven to accomplish more and achieve more. But along the way, when we give thanks and we're grateful for where we are and what we have, that's what this card is talking about. And the other card that you have here, Aquarius, is the Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is a card about new beginnings. specifically related to money and finances. So, looks like you have a new beginning coming, money, finances. That might look like a new job. Maybe it's, I don't know, a loan. Where'd that come from? Is a loan a good thing or not? I mean, I guess it depends on the way that you look at it, Aquarius, but that came to me. It came out of my mouth. I don't know. All right. We're going to look at what you are focusing on. Oh, we have another ace for something else that you are focusing on. What else is Aquarius focusing on moving into the month of February? Okay. So we've got 3 cards out here for what you are focusing on. Oh, 4. 2 of them were stuck together. Okay. All right. The Hierophant. Okay. In this order, for what you are focusing on, Aquarius, you have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. So you have the Ace of Pentacles here, indicating that there's some kind of new beginning on the horizon for you with regards to your finances or your career. And now you have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is a card of action. It's a card of, hey, there's a new beginning right there on the horizon. Get out there and grab it and do it. The suit of Wands is ruled by the element of fire. And if somebody lights a fire underneath your butt, you're probably going to move. So when the Ace of Wands appears, this is a card of somebody's lit a fire under you. Somebody is presenting you with an opportunity, Aquarius, and it's time for you to take action. The time for you to be sitting in the lotus position in Gaya Mudra and going, I'm hoping that I can manifest this. I'm going to manifest this is over. That was January. That was the end of January. The time for taking action is now. Also, one of the things that you are focusing on is the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant is a card that I personally love, but a lot of people dislike. The reason that people dislike it is because it's work. Let me explain a little further. The Hierophant is about the exploration of the institutions that are in our lives. Now, the very first institution that we are introduced into when we are born is, of course, our family. And then we're introduced into our greater family and into society. We may be introduced into a religious institution. From there, we're introduced into the educational institution and systems. And from there, we are introduced into the institution of work or career. Every single one of these institutions has a certain way of doing things. They have certain beliefs, and those are downloaded onto us as we grow and we're introduced into them. But as we reach a certain age, usually middle age, I mean, come on, Aquarius, we do refer to, midlife crisis and so on. What happens, and it doesn't have to be midlife crisis. I mean, I've done Hierophant work in my late teens. I did it again in my 20s. I did it in my 30s, my late 30s when I left my husband. I mean, sorry, it was my late 20s when I left my husband. It was my late 30s when I had my son. We do Hierophant work consistently throughout our lives. It's not just a midlife thing. But if you talk to people who have had kind of a formal midlife crisis, they will tell you that it was Hierophant work that they were doing, which is looking at the institutions in their lives and going, that no longer works for me. Why was I doing something that way? I was doing something that way because the church told me I needed to do it that way. I was doing something that way because a professor from university told me to do it that way. I've always done this way because my grandmother taught me how to do it this way when I was 4 years old. Okay, this is Hierophant work. When we go through our daily lives and we go, why did I cut the meat on an angle instead of straight? I hate meat that's cut on an angle. I've been doing it that way because my grandfather showed me how to do it that way when I was like 7 years old, and I hate it that way. And so we begin to cut our meat. It can be that simple. Hierophant work can be that simple, or it can be as difficult as looking at a societal belief system in monogamy. And if that's no longer resonating for us, we need to take a good hard look at that, Aquarius. So, like I said, sometimes Hierophant work can be fun, especially when it comes to the way that we prepare our foods, like I just mentioned. But sometimes it can be really, really difficult work as well when you are tackling big belief systems like societal belief systems or religious belief systems. When you decide that one of those big belief systems is no longer resonating for you, Aquarius, there's kind of a leap of faith. And so this card coming up for you in what you are focusing on is a positive, but it's also an indication that you've got a little bit of work to do on internal Aquarius there. Now, you do have the Eight of Swords coming in. The Eight of Swords is a card of feeling like you are confined, feeling like you are trapped, feeling like you are bound up. You'll notice here the character on the card has her wrists bound. She is also blindfolded. Okay, and she's surrounded and trapped. The birds are keeping her trapped on this card. This is a card of feeling like, I can't get out of this situation. Now, it's not surprising to see the Hierophant come out first and then have an Eight of Swords come out right afterwards, because when we do Hierophant work, what we're actually doing is looking at the things that make us feel like we are trapped. And then we are digging deeper into those and going, are we actually trapped? Do we actually need to continue to believe this or that? Okay. And finally, you have the King of Wands. Beautiful that you started out your focus at the beginning of February with the Ace of Wands, and you ended off your focus with the King of Wands, indicating that. And in the middle, here you had the Hierophant and the Eight of Swords, indicating that there is absolutely a new path that you are branching out onto, a new belief system that you are exploring. There is something new that you are stepping into. You are definitely going to be questioning traditions, belief systems that may make you feel like you're trapped, but ultimately you're not. And you are going to be moving into this King of Wands, and the King of Wands is the king who gets what he wants. I want to point out as well that on the King of Wands in this particular deck, we do have Leo the Lion on it, indicating strength. The Strength card in the tarot is also represented with Leo the Lion on it. So Aquarius, really, really powerful cards here, indicating that between February 1st and February 15th, there is going to be a shift for you out of an old way of thinking, out of an old belief system, and into something new. This may look like you just feeling more motivated than you have in quite some time. It may look like you stepping away from something that is no longer serving you. Whatever it looks like for you, you know what? I would love it if you would comment down below and let me know what this looks like for you. All right, let's move into difficult influences and challenges for Aquarius for first half of February. Difficult influences and challenges. Oh, that was quite a number that came out. Let's see. We're going to have to shuffle these up. Well, there's 4 cards there. I don't think we're going to get a single card. I could be wrong. Oh, we are. Okay. All right. Aquarius, in your difficult influences and challenges, you have the 7 of Wands. This is the stress card. This is the card of, oops, I took on too much. I feel like I'm being pulled in too many different directions. Are we surprised to see this card in your difficult influences? Really? Not really, because when you are tackling the work of the Hierophant and you are trying to extricate yourself out of the bonds of certain belief systems, it's not surprising And also, with these two aces, the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, with you starting something new, it's not really surprising to see the stress card here. What I can tell you is that when the stress card comes up, when the Seven of Wands comes up, it's an indication that it is time for you to make notes, make plans, really, really knuckle down on um, segmenting your day and being strict with yourself. This stress card can indicate that you are doing the squirrel thing. The squirrel thing would be where you're halfway through a sentence and all of a squirrel, I'm going to go do that. And then you're halfway through your workday, squirrel. Okay. That causes stress. So watch for yourself doing that, Aquarius, and getting distracted and getting pulled off the task at hand. Because if you can stay focused, you can alleviate a lot of this. Let's take a look at messages the universe wants Aquarius to hear at this time. Messages for Aquarius. Oh, we've got quite a number that came out again. How many do we have there? 3? Yeah, 3. Okay. Feel joy in all that you do, Aquarius. Feel joy in all that you do. Is that going to focus? Kind of, a little bit. That makes sense, right? If we're stuck in stress and we're stuck in multitasking and, squirrel. Accept struggles as lessons. I like that this card came out for you, Aquarius, especially considering you have the Hierophant and the Eight of Swords in your focus. Okay. The Hierophant work, as I've mentioned already, is not always the easiest work, depending on the type of belief system that you are bumping into. And it can make you feel like you're trapped. But remember, when you're working with the belief systems of institutions, when you're working with that sense of feeling trapped, who's keeping you there? Because chances are the person that's keeping you there is actually you. I'm just going to pause the video for just a second here. Okay, Aquarius, sorry about the interruption. My son came in and that's a distraction, so I just paused. Okay, so when we are feeling trapped, when the Eight of Swords appears, we have to remember that oftentimes what's making us feel trapped is a belief system. So, for example, if you're feeling like you're trapped in a relationship, that may be because of a belief system that you have that once married, you stay married for the rest of your life, whether you're happy or not, right? Remember, it's our belief systems that keep us feeling trapped. And therefore, that can be a struggle. And when we're doing Hierophant work, it can be a struggle because what we're bumping up against, like I mentioned, are sometimes some pretty big concepts and beliefs. So accept those as lessons. And finally, we have the card of Be Yourself. And yes, I recognize that. There, be yourself. My lighting is terrible. I apologize. I'm in an RV. Here we go. Be yourself, Aquarius. Be true to yourself as well. All right, let's take a quick peek into what is unexpected for you. I'm getting called to 2 different decks here. Can we narrow it down, please? I'm still getting called to 2 decks. This is going to be interesting. All right. Unexpected for Aquarius. We have the Eight of Pentacles out. Interesting, you had the Eight of Swords. Now you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles is about working toward your dreams, acquiring the skills that you need in order to be able to achieve your dreams, really perfecting your craft. The Eight of Pentacles is not about, I'm going to bright and shiny, I'm going to try something new. This is about looking at something that you have already achieved and that you are perfecting whatever it is. You are becoming the expert in that field. I am going to pull one more card for your unexpected because I was called to 2 different decks for unexpected for you. So let's see what comes out. There's a card sticking out. And there's, yeah. All right. So, and then you have the release card in your unexpected. It's not surprising to see the release card come out when you had the Hierophant and the Ace of Swords, as well as the Ace and King of Wands in your focus. The release card is the number 13 card of the Major Arcana in the tarot, and it relates to the Death card. This is a card of leave the past behind. It's no longer serving you. It's no longer, there's a belief system. Now, the reason it's the Death card is because we're not talking about physical death here. We're not talking about your physical body dying in some way. This is the death of a belief system. And when we put belief systems where certain belief systems where they belong, which would be in the grave because they're no longer serving our highest good, what actually happens is we rebirth ourselves. We become someone new when we let go of old belief systems. And so, yeah, let go of the past is part of your journey right now. So, yeah, moving into February, it's about perfecting your craft. If there is a job or career that you are already doing, I do want to say with the Ace of Pentacles here and the Ace of Wands here, I am sensing that there is some kind of shift that's going to happen in your career right now, Aquarius, that also involves you shifting a belief system about your chosen career. And this isn't about you going out and starting a whole new career. This is about you perfecting the skills that you have so that you can move and shift and grow within what you are already doing. And in order to make space for you to learn those new skills and so on, you're going to have to let go of certain belief systems you have around your given career. That resonates. I don't know. It resonates for me. Where are we going for your outcome? And in just a moment, I'm going to pull cards for you for your yes, no questions. So prepare your question. I'm chuckling to myself. Yeah. All right. So in your general overall outcome, you have the Direction Guardian. The Direction Guardian is about choosing your path. It's about choosing your direction, choosing it carefully. This is about making plans for the future. It is about letting go of the past and past belief systems so that you can move forward. And it is about, you can look at the character on this card, and there is all sorts of animals morphing out of this character. In other words, this character is morphing themselves into someone new, someone different, because they are finding their direction. How do they find their direction? They let go of old belief systems and they step into their power. Do you have any idea how empowering it is, Aquarius, to be able to step out of an old belief system that's no longer serving you? Truly powerful. And then you have the Trader, not traitor, trader. There's a difference. A traitor would be the Seven of Swords and someone who is stabbing you in the back and trying to steal your stuff. A trader is someone who is willing to exchange energy for the purposes of building your growth. Who would a trader be in your life? Well, perhaps it's a mentor. You were being asked to last month, you were being asked to step up and step into the role of being a mentor to others. This card is also saying that maybe as you have stepped into the role for a mentor for someone else, you also need a mentor in your life. Okay? Because you're putting more out there as you're helping others. And now there is an opportunity for you to, I'm just plugging my computer in because I totally forgot to, and I'm just receiving a notification. See, I told you I don't edit my videos. It's always fun and exciting here. The Trader card is about exchanging of energy. Money is energy. Ideas are energy. And this brings us more abundance. Cool reading, Aquarius. All right. Bring your yes/no question to mind. We need a yes or a no answer for Aquarius, please. And we have one card. I don't know whether you saw that fly right out, but it is face down. I have no idea what it is. Aquarius. Your answer. Go. The time is right. The timing is right. So, Aquarius, there is your answer. Thank you so much for being here, each and every one of you. Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If this video resonated for you deeply, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. It really does help me to build and get these messages out to more people. And also, if you are interested in a private consultation with me, my contact details are down below. I hope that you will allow me the honor of doing your next reading for you in the middle of February. Thank you so much, Aquarius.